Welcome to my incredible little life. Dila checking in with you right now. It is episode 115, and today I will be telling you guys the time I almost died. Here we go. So, my Hero Academia actually reminded me of this time frame because I totally forgot. So last year around this time, like mid-April, I had tons of time on my hands because I had got COVID and some other shit happened, and so I had time on my hands to watch anime. And this is one of the animes I was watching, so I killed it within like a month or so of just trying to steady pace it because you guys know I like pacing stuff. But anyways, the story goes like this: that I went to a wedding engagement party, and I thought it was going to be safe because I was there 1 week prior for the actual proposal, and everybody that was there before was clear for COVID and all that good stuff, so I thought it was going to be fine. So I got there and there were some new faces there. Red flag. Second red flag, nobody's wearing a mask. And then I also, like a dumbass, was like, oh, I don't want to wear a mask either, so I didn't wear a mask. And also, the one thing that I believe that just gave me COVID was I was about to leave, and there was like a traditional celebration going on, and so everybody kind of drinks from each other, and to show their respect. And so I was leaving to go to my own function, and the guy that was getting married was my friend, and so his dad was like, take a drink, and I was like, all right, you know what I'm saying? And then I took a drink of his drink, which was basically a COVID cocktail, probably most likely. And within 4 days, I had COVID. I went to the doctor and I was like, oh, this is just a strep throat thing. And they're like, no, dog, you got the good stuff. You got the COVID. And I was like, shit. So, got COVID. My COVID experience was pretty minimal for my taste. I thought it was going to be way worse. And I mean, ultimately, possibly death and all that stuff. So, the cough was horrible. I didn't lose my taste or smell, thank God, because I love to eat. And I had chills and fevers and body aches. Like, the worst part of the worst part was definitely the up and down of the chills and then the fever. Like, I would be sweating, like I would bacon grease, just sweating bacon grease. And then I would need 7 covers to be warm because I was just cold as fuck. So that was the worst part. But didn't know that I was going to go into the even more worst part of the whole entire thing. So I went back to work, and I think I went to work like twice. And then over the weekend, I just wasn't feeling good, and I was like, yo, I might have to go to the doctor because, I just was having these body aches that were just abnormal to me. So I wanted to muster up and still go to work that Monday, and I think my body was just tripping. I couldn't even laugh because my abdominal muscles were so fucking tight and they hurt so much. So it hurt so bad to laugh. And so I went to the doctor, and the doctor was like, yeah, we don't actually know what's going on with you, so you gotta stay. And the pain that I was actually feeling was I could feel my esophagus. And I don't know if anybody else has felt that shit, but that is one of the worst feelings in the world. I didn't even know you could do that. And so basically it felt like I was laying on my esophagus. And come to find out, I had developed some fluid around my heart in a sac. And so I had an ultrasound, and they were able to see all that. And that was basically gifted to me through COVID. So now I walked into a heart condition. So I was given 2 medications, which was ibuprofen, which you guys all know what that basically does. And I also was given colchicine, which is an old medicine that was supposed to reduce the fluid around my heart or near my heart, whatever one you want to call it. And if I didn't take that medicine, I would just feel like shit all fucking day, and I would be coughing crazy and ridiculous to almost vomiting. That's how bad it was. And body aches were just on 10. I couldn't go up the stairs without taking a rest between each step. There was no such thing as running for me at the time. And food wasn't that horrible, but man, if I missed the medication, schedule, it would be horrible. Like I couldn't swallow nothing, and I would just, like I said, coughing to vomiting almost. So from mid-April to mid-August, that's what I was dealing with. Basically at the crib every single day, on medication, like every 3 to 4 hours. So during this time as well, I had a doctor that I was seeing on a weekly basis, and I was seeing a cardiologist every 3 weeks or so. And it was looking really, really, really fucking bad for a very long time. I think for a good 2.5 months, like there was no progress. It was just like, take the medicine and we'll see what happens type of thing. Because it was kind of like a abnormal thing for people to be going through, especially at my age and everything. So one time I went in to get my weekly check-in with the doctor, and I did not take my medicine because I usually like taking my medicine with food or whatever. And so I didn't take my medicine, and I just had a whole episode where I was basically like vomiting. And that's why I said in the beginning, is because it actually happened to me. I was like coughing. It was like, and I started throwing up and shit. So the doctor was like, yo, you're not supposed to be going through this type of shit. So this is not good for you, and you could like really die. Like this could, something could really happen to you. But, I just seen my cardiologist like a week before, and he said that we were like seeing progress, which he fucking lied. He was just like, he didn't know what the fuck to do, and he was just basically like, yeah, we think things are going well because, you seem pretty good right now. And ultimately, that episode was due to me not taking my medicine, so it kind of put him on red alert and put her on red alert. So literally, I think 30 minutes after I left my visit, my cardiologist calls me and he's like, yeah, I think we should do a procedure like right away. So he was scared, and I was like, man, I'm not ready for no procedure. Like, what the fuck you talking about? And really what they wanted to do was take this needle and stick it in me and suck out some of the like fluid inside the sac. And I was really not prepared for that shit, and I did it anyway. And it went horribly wrong, like horribly wrong. Like I was supposed to be under for it, and I felt every little bit of it. Like they were just poking me. And come to find out is the reason why they were poking me and not getting anywhere was because it was behind my heart. So I'm like, y'all did an ultrasound, so why don't you guys know where the fuck this fucking fluid is? You know what I'm saying? I remember like yesterday, he literally was like, yo, do you want to take a stab at it? And literally this other guy is like poking me and trying to figure this shit out. And it was such a botched job. And I was like, wow, I didn't know you guys could really fuck up that bad and do nothing. So literally I went in, they stabbed me a whole bunch of times around my chest area, hurt like shit, stung like shit, and it went nowhere. And all they could say was, oh, we're sorry. And then they started talking about like surgery and shit. And I actually saw a surgeon, and the surgeon was like, we can't push you to do it, but we think that surgery might be a good idea for you. And I'm like, bro, don't play with me. Oh boy, just stabbed me up, G. Like, if you telling me that the surgery is gonna come with results, then you guys can, do what you gotta do. But I'm not playing this game where it's like, oh yeah, it's in your best interest, but it's up to you. It's like, nah, if I want to live, then it's for y'all to do it, but it's gotta come with some results. You know what I'm saying? And we're thinking about surgery, and I was talking to my mom, and I was talking to my fam and everything, talking to my girl, and blah 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 blah. And probably a week and a half after talking to the surgeon, I miraculously got better. Like out of nowhere. Like it didn't make sense. Like I just woke up one day and I felt 100 times better. I was still pretty weak. I could go upstairs a little bit quicker and all that stuff, but I was still not able to do any running. Like I was told no running, no working out, none of that stuff. You can't do any of that stuff. But like I said, I just got better. And cardiologist was like, yo, you tell me when you want to go back to work. And I was like, what? You want me to tell you when I go back to work? And he's like, yeah, you tell me when you're ready. You feel like you're 100%, and then we'll, put the paperwork together, and then you can go back to work. And that's what happened. So I think if you do all the math, for about like 3 months, I was looking at death, like for real. And just got better. And I don't understand exactly why to this day, but maybe the culture scene was working and shrunk all the fluid or whatever. But went in for my last ultrasound and they're like, you're good. And that's how I almost died. So my question for you guys today is, if you had COVID, what was your experience? Was it horrible? Was it terrible? Was it light? Because I've heard, a mixed bag for sure. Like I heard some guy got tons of blood clots and he was almost at his deathbed based on those factors. And then I heard nope, I just had a headache the whole entire time and that was it. So if you had a family member, if it was you, how was your COVID experience? All right, let me know. Peace.